our spread picks. Over under, we had a pretty good week as well. 9-7, 97, 80, and 3. And last week was tricky, man, because I had to pick a lot of these games before the week started. So that was like before Thanksgiving, right? So that was tough, honestly. I had to do 2 different picks videos, 2 different shows, and I'm not complaining or anything, but that's just a little unconventional for your NFL season. So let me know how you guys did in the comment section. Let me know who you liked this week. And let's say hello to the people in the chat. What's going on, Johnny? Johnny sends a $5 super chat. He says, 1 parlay of 2 teams. The risk is $1,000. My boy John always goes big. To win $2,500. Dallas Cowboys, -9.5. He loves the Cowgirls in that game. He also has Washington, +10.5 college football. Okay. All right. Let's go. Thank you, Johnny, by the way, for your super chat. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny. Shout out to Big Al Williams, who says, I did good in week 12. I went 10-6 straight up and 8-8 ATS. Congratulations to you, Big Al, and your Eagles for that lucky win last week. Jordan Hunter says, Mitch, did you see my email? I did. I haven't listened to it yet, but thank you for sending it over. Singh says, hello, Mitch. Singh says, hello, Big Al. Daniel Berry in the chat. Jax Pratt says, 13-3. Let Romo choke on that. All right. Congratulations on a big week. That's nice for you, man. All right. So I've been live on Bleacher Report the last 3 days, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as a normal person would say. So I haven't had like a ton of time to dive super deep into these matchups. So I wonder how that's going to allow me to fare in these games. Now, obviously, I've looked at the matchups. I know the games. I know the spreads. I've bet some of them. We'll get to my best bets, which go over, check out my best bets. Let's start with Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football. We've got the Seattle Seahawks at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas favored by 9 points in this game. I like Dallas to win the game. I think the spread is tricky, and this could go either way, in my opinion, for the spread. The reason I like Dallas to win the game, I don't like how Seattle's playing from an offensive standpoint. I feel like their offense is a little bit of a disaster. It's a little bit all over the place. Their play calling is inconsistent. Their run game is inconsistent. Geno himself has been inconsistent. And Dallas has one of the best defenses in football, especially when it comes to playing at home. Dallas has a really good pass rush. Dallas is able to rush the passer, right? Micah Parsons is a stud. Adigi Zua is a player you got to keep recognition of. Very good interior defensive lineman. And DeMarcus Lawrence, all the guys, right? They're playing really well. They're getting after the quarterback. I think Stephon Gilmore is still playing elite football. For as much as everybody talks about Defensive Player of the Year, Deron Bland. Like, don't get me wrong, Deron Bland's a good player. He's not Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore is still covering the number 1 receiver. Okay. And Jordan Lewis, the safeties, they're all playing well. Bell, the rookie linebacker, playing phenomenal. I think the Cowboys pass rush is going to give Geno a lot of fits, especially with Seattle's offensive line being really banged up and not 100%. And I don't really see Seattle being able to run the ball that well either, because they just don't run the ball that well against anybody. That being said, the amount of man coverage that Dallas does play, I feel like it allows a team like Seattle with the receiver talent that they have to potentially backdoor a game like this, which would scare me for the spread. So I will not be betting the spread. If I had to bet it, I think I would lean towards Dallas. So my pick is going to be Dallas, straight up, Dallas versus the spread. Why? They're at home. Why? When they're favorites at home against an underachieving team, Dak Prescott takes advantage and he crushes that opponent. You look at Seattle's defense, and this is certainly the best defense Dallas has played in weeks, right? Dak's been beaten up on Washington, the Giants, all these crap defenses. And I feel like Seattle's definitely a step up in class. They have better corners, led by Devin Witherspoon. He'll be a unique matchup for CeeDee Lamb. And they've got a pretty good front seven. I wouldn't say it's one that really gets you concerned if you're the Cowboys, but it's a solid front seven with linebackers that can really tackle. Their safeties make a lot of plays near the line of scrimmage. But I do feel like Dak's really, really on one right now, playing the best football I've ever seen him play. Tony Pollard looks rejuvenated. I like how Mike McCarthy is staying balanced with his play calling. A lot of things to like about Dallas. I think they probably win this game something like 24-14 or 27-17, something like that. I think they just cover, like they win by like 10. That would be my projection. So that's where I'm going to go with this one. Dallas to win the game, Dallas to cover. Shout out to everybody in the chat who's just tuned in. Ryan Stevenson, Supreme Science, Jordan Hunter, of course. Shout out to you guys. Let's go. Thursday night. That's going to be a good one, though. I'm excited to stream that game, actually. Rare. Okay? Let's go next to Sunday. We've got no Friday football this week. At least we don't have Tim Boyle in prime time, right? The Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Indianapolis is favored by, I believe, just 1 point on the road at Tennessee. This one's interesting because the Titans have been really good at home and really, really, really a different team at home. You look at their record at home, I think they might have one loss, and you look at them on the road, and they're one of the worst teams in football. Indianapolis has been really good on the road this year, so that's interesting. I think this game could really go either way. I could see Tennessee upsetting the Colts here just because it's a divisional game, and like I said, Tennessee's really good at home. We know why Tennessee's good at home, right? We always talk about it. Tennessee, they have a bad offensive line. So when they go on the road, the crowd noise, the pass rush, especially when they fall behind early, can be a problem for them. But when they're at home, they don't really have that disadvantage, okay? And they have probably the worst, least talented offensive line in all of football. The area that they're weakest is their pass defense. Their pass defense is very weak, especially vertical shots down the field. So you think about the Colts. What do the Colts want to do? What do the Titans want to do? The Colts want to run the ball on offense, which would go into the teeth of the Titans' defense. That would be the Titans' strength. And then on the other side, the Titans want to run the ball, and the Colts have been really poor defending the run as of late. They allowed over 100 yards, I believe, to Rachaad White. The Bucs can't run the ball on the local middle school. So to see that is pretty depressing if you're a Colts fan. I know that Grover Stewart is out, but if you can't stop the Bucs from running the ball, do you think you're going to stop the King? Now, the question ultimately is, what Gardner Minshew are we going to get? Because if we get good Gardner Minshew, I think the Colts win. Because I do think that Minshew can take advantage of the matchups on the outside and make some plays down the field. At the same time, though, if we get good Will Levis, I think Will Levis can make some plays. He's got a big arm, a lot of talent. He's just very, very, very inconsistent as a young player in this league. So this one could go either way. I'm actually going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with the Titans. And Party's going to hate me, and he's probably going to clip this. And when the Colts win, he's going to laugh at me. But I don't know. I just feel like these two teams usually split. The Colts did beat the Titans earlier in the year at home by about 6 points. So we know this game's going to be close. I'm going to take the underdog. I'm going to take the team at home. I'm going to take Tennessee to win this game. I think this is one of the more likely upsets of the week. Next, the Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And while I do like the Carolina Panthers to keep this competitive, I think Carolina is a good bet, plus 5.5 here. I'd prefer 6 because it's more of a key number. 5.5 is really irrelevant. But I'll take the 5.5. What I will say is Carolina can win this game, but I'm not stupid enough to pick them to actually win this game. Now, if Baker Mayfield for some reason is out, then I might take Carolina because Kyle Trask is that bad at football. But I actually see this as a competitive game. I think this is going to be like a 20-17, 17-14 type of game. I think it's going to be really low scoring. Both defenses, I think, are going to rule the day. Carolina's been really good against the run, and so has Tampa Bay. So I think both teams will not be really able to run the ball. So that's going to force a young and small Bryce Young to make plays against the Bucs, which the Bucs secondary has not been very good. So there will be plays to be had, but at the same time, Carolina's receiving core has not been good. Then on the other side, you look at Tampa Bay's receivers and quarterback, and yes, that's the advantage. So that's where I lean. But if Baker is beat up and he might, be questionable for this game, how healthy is he? That leaves something up in the air there. But I don't know. This is a divisional matchup. Carolina played Tampa Bay pretty well last year with Tom Brady there, and Tampa Bay and Carolina have not played yet. Plus, you're talking about the Carolina getting the boost that typically teams do once their head coach has been fired. So I like Carolina plus 5.5, but I'm going to take Tampa Bay to win this game at home. Next, we've got the Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans. Texans favored by 3.5 points. This one, tough. I like the Texans to win the game. I think they're the better team overall. I know that the Broncos have been on a streak, and really an unrivaled streak when you look at it. I mean, they've beat the Bills. They've beat the Chiefs. They've beat the Vikings. They've beat the Browns. I mean, that's a pretty impressive streak, and I think I'm missing another game in there. That's extremely impressive. But you look at historical numbers in terms of turnover rate that they're getting, fumbles. Like, are they the best team of all time at forcing fumbles? I don't think so. That's currently the trajectory they're on over these last few weeks. Sean Payton's doing a fantastic job, but the Broncos offense is not that good. I feel like if the Texans play their A game on offense and Stroud doesn't turn the ball over, I think that the Texans are going to win this game, right? CJ Stroud is the superior quarterback. The Texans have the superior offense. They're at home. They're more explosive. They're more capable of coming back in a game. They're more capable of controlling a game through their offense. And if you look at Denver, their run defense is susceptible, which I think is actually a good thing for Houston. Although they're more of a pass team, they are a Shanahan rushing attack, right? So they want to set their play action up through the run game. I think that they're going to have success with Singletary running the ball a bit. I will say this game's going to be close, though. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I just think Houston, I'm going to take the better quarterback, the better team, the better offense at home. Now, where I see Denver potentially giving the Texans some issues is I think they can make some plays with Russ, extending plays in the passing game. I think there's plays to be had on some shots down the field, and I also think there's some plays to be had. Their secondary's been playing really well. So if they do win this game, I think it's because Stroud maybe struggles a little bit more than we would expect due to the coverage by the Broncos. So this game could go either way, guys. I'm going to take the Texans to win the game just because I believe in Stroud. I'm not going to bet against him. I really felt like the Texans kind of got screwed by the referees last week. I'm going to be honest with you. And I feel like Denver's being a little lucky right now. So if Denver has any sort of turnover luck go against them here, they're probably going to lose. But I'll take the 3.5 with the Broncos. I just think that hook is very, 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 very enticing. And maybe the books want me to take the 3.5 here. But the way that Sean Payton is coaching the game and the way that he is kicking field goals when he has the opportunity, the way he's pacing the game through his management of the game with his offense, running the football, keeping the ball away from the opposing offense, I think this game stays within reach in the fourth quarter where it could go back and forth either way. I'm going to take Stroud to finish it off and win, but I'll take the Broncos with the 3.5. Okay, next. We've got the Miami Dolphins at the Washington Commanders. Miami favored by 9.5. I got the Commanders plus the points. I think Miami right now is a bit overrated. I think that Jalen Phillips going down potentially impacts the biggest area of weakness for the Commanders. They're also at home. So the Commanders Don't have to deal with the high-scoring Miami attack in the heat of Miami. Actually, Miami is going to have to go to the potentially bitter cold of the East Coast and Washington. On top of that, Tua is a turnover machine, turned the ball over, and he's going to do that again this week. At least once. We know it's going to happen. At least once. That's going to keep Washington in this game. I think that Washington will move the ball. Miami has a good defense, but with Jalen Phillips gone, that takes away their best pass rusher, their best pure pass rusher at getting after the quarterback. I think that is going to be impactful, and I feel like Washington's offense is explosive. They can run the football. They can throw the football. I think because of that, they have an opportunity to rather stay in this game, score for score with Miami, or I think that they can backdoor you with 9.5 points. So maybe I'm wrong here. I don't think the Dolphins are playing as well on offense. And on the road, I think that they haven't really just overall on the road, they haven't been that good on offense all year. So I'm going to take Washington plus 9.5, but Miami will win the game. They're the better team. They should win this game. I don't think it's impossible for the Commanders to pull off an upset here, given that Sam Howell can be a baller in moments. But you should trust the more talented overall team with the better coaching staff to come out on top. So Miami will win. Washington will cover this game. Next, the Arizona Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Guys, if you haven't already, Gronk, spike the like button. Durkant's Pittsburgh Steelers. He thinks they're the best team since sliced bread. Minus 5.5 at home. Now, I just saw an update that Marquise Brown, Trey McBride, all these guys are injured on Arizona. That's part of the reason I think they got blown out by the Rams last week. I think that this is a tricky number for a reason at 5.5. It's enticing you to take the Cardinals because the Cardinals have Kyler Murray, who is the best quarterback in this game without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, let's not get it twisted. Kyler Murray is a lot better than Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is certified booty cheek. Okay, but you've got Mike Tomlin versus a young coach, and you also have a good defense at home with a great pass rush that's used to playing Lamar Jackson taking on a mobile quarterback in Kyler Murray. I think Pittsburgh wins by like 6 or 7 points, and I think they cover this spread. Barely, but they cover the spread. I think it's going to be something like 23-16 for Pittsburgh. Now, depending on injuries, we'll see how the Cardinals fare, but the Cardinals' defense can have their moments. They are opportunistic. They do blitz a lot. I do think Pittsburgh will be able to run the ball a little bit in this game, which will allow them to stay in front and milk the clock late in the fourth quarter. So I've got Pittsburgh to win, Pittsburgh to cover, but don't count out Kyler Murray when he's taking on Kenny Booty Cheek Pickett. Next up, the Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints. I think Jared Goff bounces back. I think Dan Campbell gets his boys going. Dan Campbell, the former New Orleans Saint, I think he won the Super Bowl with the Saints, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The Detroit Lions will go to New Orleans and smack the absolute piss out of the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have been terrible at home this year versus the spread. I'm not intimidated by the Superdome, and neither is Jahmyr Gibbs. The Saints defense, Marshawn Lattimore injured, Cameron Jordan injured, Demario Davis, we'll see. Saints defense, they've been beaten up on the Bryce Youngs of the world. They've been beaten up on all these guys, and they faced a real quarterback, Desmond Ridder, last week, and they got lit up. Jared Goff's going to light them up for 27 plus, and Derek Carr's not going to be able to execute in the red zone. Who would have thought? Not me. Yes, me. Plus, Chris Olave hurt. Rashid Shaheed hurt. Who's he throwing it to? The Saints are on the ropes. Bam! Knocked out. Lions are back. Next, the Los Angeles Chargers at the New England Patriots. It looks like Mac Jones' day as the starting quarterback in New England is over. It's time for Bailey the Zap Man Zappy and Malik Cunningham potentially getting some Wildcat snaps. This has Bill Belichick masterclass written all over it, given that he's facing Brandon Staley. The Patriots do own the Chargers, so I will warn anyone that wants to bet the Chargers this week, Do not do it. I'm telling you right now, do not do it. As much as the Patriots are absolute ass, and I'm talking about they are the definition of ASS, okay? They are terrible. They are not worth betting on, okay? But at the same time, New England owns the Chargers my entire life. New England's defense owns Herbert. Belichick owns Herbert. This game's going to end 14-6 for the Chargers. Moving on. The Cleveland Browns at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are favored by 3.5 points. This may or may not be a best bet. Tune in. Matthew Stafford time. The Rams will win at home against the Browns. Why? Well, the Browns, they're going downhill. They're asking January Joe Flacco to step up and potentially play quarterback. The statue. Do you guys remember Joe Flacco playing football last year? It was not a pretty sight. I feared Joe Flacco in 2012. I feared Joe Flacco in the 2014 divisional game. I do not fear Joe Flacco at the age of 362. I do not fear him against Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. A fully healthy Los Angeles Rams offense with Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, and the group. And Myles Garrett might not play. Denzel Ward might not play, the two best players on the Browns defense. That's not good. The Browns defense is their entire team. And the way I look at it is, if they do not get a lead, they are toast. Sean Payton proved that. Sean Payton had a great script of plays in the first quarter to get his team going, the Broncos. And I think Sean McVay can replicate that. Get a good first drive. Go up 3-0. Go up 7-0. Put the Rams in position to play pass rush in football against two backup tackles of the Cleveland Browns and Joe Statue Flacco. I think that the Rams win. I think the Rams cover. And I think the Rams are a potential dark horse to get to the playoffs. Watch out for the Los Angeles Rams. Guys, if you haven't already, Gronk spiked the damn like button. We have 70 people in the live chat. We only have 22 likes. What's going on? Get some likes up there. Gronk spiked the like button. Let's go. Right now, this is what you guys are on. Is this ref on crack? And of course, I didn't have it. Damn it, I messed up the cue. Let's get it going right now. I gotta play it. I set it up and everything. Is this ref on crack? There it is. Are you on crack? Hit the Gronk spike of the like button. All right, next up, the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. The thumbnail is Jalen Hurts, the MVP of the NFL. It's actually Josh Allen, but nobody really wants to admit that it's actually Josh Allen. Okay, so it's not Jalen Hurts. The MVP of the NFL is actually Josh Allen. He has 33 touchdowns, the most in the NFL. He has the most yards in the NFL. His team sucks. No one will admit it, but it's okay. So, Jalen Hurts, not the MVP, but we can talk about that at a different day. The best team in the NFL is the San Francisco 49ers. I've been saying it all year, all offseason, since the NFC Championship when Brock Purdy went down on, the second play of the game. 49ers are going to win this game, guys. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. Your Mickey Mouse run of 4 straight games of double-digit comebacks and being outgained like the Pittsburgh Steelers every week is over. It's over. Kyle Shanahan is going to end it, and it's going to be an ultimate moment for the BLV. I'm sorry, Big Al. You will be competitive, I think, in this game. It should be close, but when San Francisco is healthy, they are unstoppable. When they have George Kittle, they have Trent Williams, they have Deebo Samuel, they are the best team. They have shellacked everybody. They shellacked the Cowboys, who could have easily beat the Eagles. And when you think about this spot for the San Francisco 49ers, oh, you guys thought I had Jalen Hurts as the thumbnail and I was going to pick the Eagles, huh? Think again. No, sir. San Francisco, think about this. Think about this spot, okay? They've had the game plan for a full year. They've had a game plan for a full year that they never got to use. Kyle Shanahan has had a game plan. Now he's been able to watch the Chiefs play the Eagles twice, Andy Reid. He's been able to watch the Cowboys. He's been able to watch the Bills. He's been able to watch all these teams play this defense with the best offense in the league. He's seen the Chiefs run the ball on the Eagles. He's seen the Bills pass the ball on the Eagles. This is the most balanced offense in the league, San Francisco. They can run it. They can throw it at a high rate, very efficiently, very effectively. Okay? So either way, they're going to be able to move the ball. You've got linebackers in Philadelphia that people don't even, John doesn't even know their names. He has the logo beside his name. He doesn't even know their names. He doesn't know who the linebackers are on this team. Kyle Shanahan's going to make you know who their names are, and it's not going to be for a good reason. Okay, I'm just going to point that out. And then, what else do we got? We've got all the players on the Niners, and from the top down really talking about how they believed they were robbed last year. This is a huge motivational spot for San Francisco. They have been waiting for this game. They circled this game on their schedule. It's been on their calendar the whole year. This is like when the Eagles played the Chiefs, except I feel like this is even more. There is some bad blood between these two teams. And then you add Chase Young, a guy that played on the Commanders, a team that has been competitive with the Eagles, a guy that is going to help San Francisco solve Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' attack. It's one of the few front sevens that can withstand Philadelphia, and that might actually be able to pressure Jalen Hurts. I like the matchup for Charvarius Ward against A.J. Brown, who last week was invisible. I don't know where he went. I don't know who was worse, A.J. Brown or Stephon Diggs. They were both terrible last week. I don't know what happened there. But I just think the Niners are playing better football. I think they're hitting their stride. And I think the Eagles have gotten lucky the last few weeks. And as good as they've been in the clutch, I don't know if it will really matter against this team, right? This is not the Bills. The Bills have clear flaws on defense. The Niners do not. The Niners are a legit team all around. If the Eagles even fiddle around for a second, if they turn it over twice in the first half, they're not going to win. The Eagles, for once, everyone says they haven't played their A game. This is the week they have to play their A game to actually win. And if they don't play their A game, they are going to lose. And we haven't seen that A game, honestly, all year. So I think the Niners, at their A game, win. And cover. Next. Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. Atlanta is favored by 2.5 points. Eagles fans are probably going to be upset by that breakdown because I didn't really give them a chance to win. Here's what I'll say. I'll go back to this because I don't want to be one-sided. What I'll say about the Eagles, if they're going to win this game, is they have to stop the run early. They have to stop the run early. Their offense has to click early in the game. If you make San Francisco trail, you've got a good chance. If San Francisco gets in front in this game, like the Eagles have been doing to themselves the last few weeks, they're not going to win. The Eagles have to play well in the first quarter. They have to. They cannot trail in this game. So the Eagles, they've got to run the ball. They've got to stop the run early. They can't, whatever they're doing in this first quarter with their offense, where they're throwing screens and they're trying to throw the ball deep, all fancy and stuff, that's not going to work. Commit to the ground. Okay, now to the Jets. We got Tim Boyle. I'm picking Atlanta to win, Atlanta to cover. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you going to sit here? I'm going to put my reputation on the line and pick Tim Boyle. Now, I do want to say one thing. Aaron Rodgers is back. I don't know how in the hell this man is back. Okay, I don't know how it happened. I have no idea how he's practicing. He had a torn Achilles and he's already back. But what I want to stop seeing is people hating on Aaron Rodgers for the medicine he takes. Like, can we grow up? Brother, can we stop hating on Aaron Rodgers and going to his Twitter account to check which tweets he liked? Like, are we that immature? I see grown-ass men, 40 years old. 40 years old, bro. Some of these guys are older than Big Al. Probably older than Bodo. They're hating on Aaron Rodgers for a tweet he liked. Can we grow up? I've got Atlanta. The Jets are terrible. They have the worst offense I've ever seen, and the New England Patriots play football. Next. Kansas City Chiefs at the Green Bay Packers. The Chiefs, Ben's Chiefs, are favored by 6 at Green Bay. Now, that being said, the Packers at 6 is, honestly, it feels respectful to Jordan Love. Are the books starting to buy into Jordan Love? I would love nothing more than for Christian Watson to score 2 touchdowns and have 100 yards in this game, so the BLV propaganda in full effect could take place. I would love that. But I don't know, man. I can't trust it yet. I'm just not there yet. I'm not there yet with the Packers. I can't see it. It's at home, which is nice. You don't have to deal with Arrowhead refs or Taylor Swift. So there's that. Travis Kelce is washed. There's that as well. Rashee Rice is not washed, though, and Mahomes is not washed. The defense for the Chiefs scares me. What scares me about this game is the Chiefs' defense exposing Jordan Love again. That's what scares me, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not sure if the Packers are going to be able to consistently move the ball. If they do, I'll be impressed. That being said, there's an argument the last few weeks that the Packers' offense has been better than the Chiefs' offense. There is a legitimate argument that the last 3 weeks, the Packers' offense has been better than the Chiefs' offense. There is that argument out there. But I trust the Chiefs' defense here. I do. I think they'll get a tough, hard-fought road victory. I think at 7, I would probably take the Packers with the points, but 6 is scary. I don't know why 6 is scary to me. Oh, man. Half of me wants to pick the Packers, half of me wants to pick the Chiefs with the points. I'm taking the Chiefs to win. I don't trust Joe Barry in the last 2 minutes against Patrick Mahomes. Like, do you think I'm high? But 6 points? I'm going to be hoping for a competitive game, so I'll go with the Packers with 6. I don't love it, though. I don't love it. It scares me. John! He says, Ma, Wiggy loves Mitch. Yes, sir. I hope Wiggy loves Mitch. Why else would he be here? He says, I like you so much, but I really hope that we can prove you wrong. Wiggy, I forgot, brother. Who's your favorite team? I'm sorry. Are you talking about the Eagles? All right. Let's go. Monday Night Football, Jacksonville favored by 8.5 against the Bengals. Aaron Jones, I don't think's playing, Richard. 8.5, man. Jacksonville's going to win. It's in Jacksonville. How many times does Jacksonville actually get a Monday Night Football game? Like, never? Jacksonville, Duval. If you guys don't show up, that's embarrassing. Show up for this game. Cheer on the prince that was promised. I like how Jacksonville's playing as of late. I like how their pass rush is performing, led by Josh Allen. Roy Robertson-Harris, Trayvon Walker's had a good year, in my opinion, especially as of late. I like the way that they're getting Calvin Ridley involved. I think that Zay Jones helps them a lot. Christian Kirk is a stud, under the radar stud, but he's a stud. And Trevor Lawrence has been playing better, and I like that they're throwing the ball down the field more. Cincinnati's run defense has been doggy doo-doo. That is also scary because when you don't have a good quarterback and you also can't stop the run, you have no control over the game, right? If you can stop the run, and this is part of the Jets' problem, if you can stop the run, at least you give your quarterback more opportunities. I don't think the Bengals can stop the run, and I don't think the Bengals have a good quarterback, and they're on the road, and I don't think their offensive line is great either. So I think Jacksonville's going to win and Jacksonville will cover. I probably won't bet it. I'll probably just bet the under. But I'm going to go Jacksonville to win, Jacksonville to cover this 8.5 points. I think they win by like 10, maybe more, 14. They're playing really well and they're hitting their stride, it feels like. So Jacksonville should win this game. All right. There it is. I don't think I missed anything. Gronk spiked the like button. Subscribe. It's the BLV. Best bets out tonight. Let's say hello for the last time to the people. Betting tips was in the chat. Johnny, Singh, Supreme, Jordan, Richard, Wiggy, Joseph, Caesar, Ryan, who else is here? Buy stocks. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Gronk spike the like button, subscribe. Good luck on your bets. Good luck on your picks. And if you have any questions and you missed out on the live stream, let me know in the comments. I answer a lot of comments. So if you have anything at all, or you just want to say hello, let me know in the comments. Peace, guys.